Hey pack leaders, this is Hien with Friends of Irony, protecting families by protecting the pack. I'm gonna go ahead and do a response to Ku Lee of Ku Success FX. I'm just doing that on my phone here, and he just posted a video about when you should be when should you give up trading Forex. So let's go ahead and watch it real quick, and I'm gonna give my little opinion on what I think. Okay, let's go ahead and play this.
What's up, YouTube? All right, so let's get it here. I've been asked this topic a couple of times, and a lot of people have been asking when I should quit trading Forex. That is such a broad perspective and such a broad question. And so I want to come down and dive down like some situations when you should quit trading Forex, especially for those that are brand new and are thinking about quitting and are thinking about, that this isn't the opportunity that they're shooting for, or this is what they wasn't thinking. Well, the first question that you should ask yourself is why you're going to get into trading Forex anyways, or why are you going to get into day trading? Whether it be stocks, futures, options, or even day trading crypto. And so that question should always be asked on a daily basis, because if you don't understand the reason why you're doing what you're doing, then you're not going to understand the how and the what. And that goes into other, perspectives and aspects of the mindset, your discipline, and how you're going to live your lifestyle. And so I cannot answer when you should quit Forex. Now, obviously, for those that have been trading for multiple years, 3, 4, 5, or even their second year, and they're consistently not growing.
All right, so he's just saying, why are you trading crypto or day trading Forex in the first place? Now, I mean, all the things that we do it for a greater purpose, a higher reason, and of course, who wants to do something that they hate, or who wants to do a job that you're already doing that you don't like? There's a higher reason for that, right? And that's because you're providing for your family. You love your family. You love your children. Maybe you love your hobbies or whatever, and you do that for a reason, or you're doing that so that you can pay your bills, and you like to live where you like to live. All right. And so there's usually a better reason of why you do certain things. Now, I'm just going to throw this way out analogy, like of course, I'm not bagging anything, I'm just doing an example, right? It's like, why do strippers strip? Like, do they really enjoy doing that? But they do it for a higher reason, because hey, if I just shake real quick and do whatever, I might get paid and I can pay my bills and provide for my kids or whatever, or go to college. They do that stuff in order to, and maybe that's all they know. They don't know anything about trading or whatever, or maybe other opportunities, other vehicles to jump on. That's probably a little more, that pay just as good, right? So we think that of course, we don't have I can't go, of course I know there is, but I could probably do some dancing, but I'm not sure how well I would do, right? But I figured I would like to choose to do day trading. And do I want to babysit tick marks? I don't. I'd rather babysit my kids. I'd rather watch them. And that's why I've created something else to kind of take my time from having developed a career and watching charts, watching news, watching candlesticks all day to try and make a trade. Because as soon as I stopped doing that, I stopped getting paid. So I see that's no different than a job that you're already doing, trying to shift over to another career or job. So let's go ahead and watch the rest of this.
On the account, and you're on the edge of just thinking about leaving everything because you're not for sure if this is going to be the opportunity, then I would highly recommend and dive down to your mindset and the way you look at and anticipate the trading, the aspect of yourself with the markets, and how, when it's volatile, how do you react to the volatility of the markets, and what is it exactly that you're really seeing when you get into your technical analysis, your fundamental analysis, and how you're having a balance of trading schedule, with your lifestyle. So there's a lot of things to look into, and I cannot say that you should just quit Forex right now and go pursue a different career, or just quit Forex and stay at your job. If this is something that you truly want to make it happen, and this is something that you really want to dive down and make this a long time career, you seriously got to dive down within yourself to guide yourself every single day, right? Because when the market's open, everybody's anticipating Sunday, especially those that live in here in the United States, those that are trading offshore or even with United States brokers. But if I'm here in the United States and I'm anticipating Sunday, and I'm going to start trading when the market's open, obviously I am that much reactive in getting into the markets. But what is going to happen from Monday and all the way till Friday, right? And if I'm consistently losing the account and blowing the accounts, and I'm not making any consistent gains, and I'm not consistently growing the account, see, I'm talking about consistency, then there is no point of you trying to keep trading and not getting anywhere.
All right, so let's respond to that one. Now, I had times when we were starting out, and yes, I was blowing accounts too, and just like, man, just going in, not properly positioning, sizing, and whatnot. And this is all new stuff that we never, no one teaches you this, I guess, unless you take a course or whatever, or learn. And the discipline to manage your trades is also a thing too, because like strategy, like always using 30% of your portfolio. Yes, we've been taught that, but as you're trading, you don't really calculate and manually do it, and like, oh man, I'm at 30%, so now I gotta write this down and see if I can get back into profit, right? We actually start stacking more and like start dollar cost averaging, and then pretty soon you're 100% of your account, and then boom, you get liquidated, done. That's it. So that's why, like, I can't rely on myself. Like, we are humans, we make mistakes, and I can't rely on myself, because as soon as I rely on myself, it fails. As soon as I pick up that hammer, I'm gonna mess up. Why? Because I make mistakes. We're humans, right? So eventually that will happen. So what we need to do is systematize that, and using a bot or something like that will manage and pre-calculate everything quickly and set them all up, because it moves so fast. As soon as the opportunity comes, you better set up your runs real quick. If it hits your runs, DCA cost average down, and if it goes blow past that, then you need to switch over and then reverse that so that you trap that profit at the end. So we have this trapper strategy that we use, so that you kind of guide it in, trap it in, and if it bounces back up, we'll take profit as it goes up. But if it's time to blow through, then we need to let that trap open up and set up a bigger trap behind that to trap the profit that's going that direction, because it's such a big beast that we can't contain. So let's go ahead and switch back over and see what else he says.
And in your trading career, once you start this, it can be very rewarding. But most people take it to a different bad approach, and they take it on a negative way. And most times people just look at it as hype. And I'll be honest, like I said, there's a lot of hype going on in this field, in this industry right now. And I highly recommend do your own research and do your own due diligence on looking at where you want to go in trading. And it doesn't have to be Forex, but if this is something that you want to invest into your time and stay committed, and if you have a full-time job, you got to understand that this is going to be a part-time gig until you get something going, until you build the account that you really want to get on, whether it be building up to a $10,000 account, could be a $50,000 account, could be $100,000 or more, right? Those of you that don't have enough money, you come in with a few $100 or maybe $50 or $100, whatever, and you're slowly consistently building the account so you can build your skill sets along the way, and you gain the experience, with trading when the market is really volatile and when the market is not that much volatile. And so everything goes back into, your attitude, your mindset, and the discipline behind all that, and not.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the discipline and mindset behind that. Now, then that relies on us, all right? We have to have mental state of mind, kids, we're having a great day with the kids, with the family or wife. You know, let's say you had a little squabble with your wife and you're just all messed up and you're like, oh man, or you had a down day and you're depressed, or whatever happens, and you can't let that be part of the equation. To be consistent, you know, the only constant is change, and that's the thing that I feel that we need to accept. Now, what is consistent is a system, right? You know, the Constitution of the United States, you know, your First Amendment rights and whatnot. I mean, you know, you know, but once that law is there and it's enforced, it's pretty consistent, right? You still can do stuff here and there, and you know, you can have your Second Amendment rights. That's still going to be there because it's part of the system and it's enforced. So don't try to defund anything, right? Because you have to have enforcement to enforce things. So anyways, let's not put us in the equation, all right? What we learn from our losses, we can apply that to a system and a code so that we can consistently counter or add countermeasures to that trade so that we can prepare for the worst case scenario. And if that's the worst case scenario, then we need to have that set up ahead of time to convert that opportunity into a profit. Okay?
Many people are focusing on themselves to make themselves better within trading, because ultimate goal is to better yourself in all aspects in life. And so I can't stress that enough, because it doesn't matter what I'm doing, doesn't matter what I say, it doesn't matter where I'm going, because this is the life that I'm living, you know. So, but if this is when you should ask yourself when I should quit, depends when you want to quit, right? If you already made the amount of money that you're making right now, you know, you hit your daily goals, you have your weekly goals, you have your monthly goals, you have.
So when should you quit? I'd say never. I picked crypto for a reason, because there's an opportunity. I saw how powerful it is because of leverage, right? And I saw that I can turn a little bit of cash or BTC or whatever and expand it and grow that so quick, so fast. And what we need is that movement in crypto in order to make that money, right? If you have some steady flat line, you know, a couple cents here and there, and it just kind of doesn't move very much, you kind of can't really do much, right? So reason why I picked it was because of the opportunity of that leverage, and that vehicle is so powerful that it can compound so quickly. And so, because even though when I originally started, I didn't want to trade, like I'd done the stock market thing, I lost half my Roth IRA when the market crashed in 2008, and I got scared and sold, right? I didn't know what I was doing. And I was like, and then when I started doing crypto, I was like, wow, I can see the power and how fast it can compound. And even though I didn't like it, you know, that it could be like gambling, whatever, I saw the opportunity. All right, we can be on that better side. Now it just took some time and skill to kind of understand it and learn it, but now we've kind of applied what I've learned over the past few years into a code that can do it for you. And what I really don't want is, like, you know, the growth of that. I mean, you might as well stick to your own career and still make that money, rather than changing to a different career, of a trading career, and still have to spend that time for money, right? If you stop trading, you stop making money, and that's not what we want. We want to translate that into a system. Once you have a system that makes money for you without you having to do the trading yourself, I think you have yourself an asset that cash flows. So let's go ahead and go switch order.
Your yearly goals, right? You got a 5-year plan, 10-year plan. I'm talking about goals because some people have these general ideas or general numbers of what they want to reach, but they don't have a specific time frame when they want to hit it. And you got to be a little bit more specific on these goals that you want to shoot for. And it's okay if you don't get there. And it's okay if you don't hit those max numbers, right? It's okay to shoot high and then get very close to the highest goal that you was getting to. You know, don't put yourself down because you're putting yourself in a bad attitude anyways. So I can't stress that enough. For those that are asking when they should quit trading Forex, you have to answer that yourself. You should highly always talk mentally, you know, within yourself to figure out, okay, what am I doing wrong? How am I going to progress throughout the day? You know, if I'm really that stressed out, I need to take a break.
All right, I just want to kind of put a little tidbit on that. I noticed that as the bot's trapping profit on our side, I'm also aware that the market is also setting us up for a trap. Okay, so as our account grows bigger and bigger, and the account sizes that we use, but we keep the leverage the same, it actually increases our risk and our liquidation distance, in a sense trapping us if we're not aware of it. So that's already been learned about and programmed to the bot to consider. Another thing is, as you're trading more and more accounts, you're actually having bigger loss if that liquidates you, right? Because then you have a bigger account to lose on, so your accounts are also bigger. So another thing that we need to also apply is a constant withdrawal, taking profit, and that's not in it right now, but I plan on programming that where we have constant daily withdrawal cash flow. So when that big account does, we will take losses. As I know, it's going to happen one day, but let's just say we started taking profit daily, right? 100, 200 bucks a day. And when that happens, hey, you know what? We've already pulled some of that out. We're not compounding that into a loss on a bigger account because we've already set that aside. And then if we want to kind of place it back in to kind of, recompound that, we can. All right, we can recover a lot faster. But once that's gone, that's gone. So we need also a cash flowing money management system, in the sense of where what you make, you need to kind of put that aside. Another analogy real quick is when I used to play, once back in the day, I played craps, and every time I had $100, I put that in my pocket, and I used the profit I made to kind of go back in, make another $100, put that aside in my pocket, and that's the one I take home. I don't spend that. Once I've used it all up and I'm done, I have $500-600 in my pocket. I can't put that back in. I shouldn't. That's my next day, right? So at least I know that I made profit. I kept them in my pocket. I'm not freaking out. I'm not stressed out. I can pay the bills. But what I did was I made profit and I posted it out rather than compound the whole thing until I lose 100% and I'm done. And then what's the point, right? So let's go back and see what's up.
There is nothing wrong with taking a break. If you're that stressed out and you're still trying to make money from day trading, I'm not talking about forex trading, but if you're trying to make all your money back, revenge trading is not going to help you out the long way anyways, because all you're doing is trying to put yourself in a bigger hole, and you're going to be much more stressed out and depressed if the account gets blown again and again and again. And so it's just a quick video for you guys. I know that is a very off topic, but it's something that has been brought up to my attention for quite some time. And, like I said, don't take my word for it, but you have to really dive down within yourself to figure out if this is something that you truly want to sacrifice the time, right? And stay committed in learning and earning your way into trading Forex. If this is what you want to do, is Forex trading or day trading or investing in crypto or anything else, right? And so business, comes and goes, opportunities comes and goes, people come and go, but never forget the fact that you are working yourself and redeveloping yourself and reshaping yourself to better yourself, not to make yourself even much more negative and more toxic and more prone to be vulnerable. And so that's easy.
I want to talk on that a little bit now. Just like going back to why do we pick a career, right? I think our best roles is to be the best father, the best husband that we could be to our families. I see a lot of broken families out there right now, divorces, because we're all busy working and we're not there for our children and we're not there for each other. And at the end of the day, you grow old just to save up that 401k, and then you're like, dude, I'm too tired. I can't do anything, and the kids are all grown up and they've gone away. They have their own kids, and the cycle repeats again. And I think that I'm here to. I have my pain points and what I had, and I want to actually enable other parents, other fathers, and husbands and spouses to be able to be there and spend the time with their children. I know that because of the enslaving dollar that we have. We can use it to enslave others, or it enslaves us. Okay. And the better slave driver you are, the more you're going to pay. I mean, look at Amazon, right? I mean, they have a huge workforce, but yet they got all the incentives and less taxes to pay and all this other stuff, right? And that's just the nature of the system, right? But I think there's another way. I think there's more to that, right? And people invest in real estate and they're enslaving. They have empires of enslavement of charging renters too much rent or enough rent so that they're cash flowing. The more cash flow in than out, then that frees them. So it's a game of cash flow, not how much you actually have, how much you can actually live on monthly or yearly without having to do that work to get you back in the workforce. Okay, and if you can basically, if you can slave more, then that frees you, right? That's kind of like the harsh analogy if you want to see it. Okay, so I think that it's better to buy assets that cash flow and then use that to better your lives and your children's lives, and instill values to them and be there for them. And I think that's more important, because your time and freedom is worth more than building another skill that you've already spent 4 years in college learning, right? Focus on that skill, learn the best that you can at that, but then use that soldier, the dollar, to then buy an asset that then can cash flow more than what you've put in on it. Okay, which is why you buy real estate, right? Or you buy a system, you buy a business. All right, this is the same thing. It's like you don't want to start a new career, and to be in another job where you could then lose a ton of money in the beginning and then try to build up and you stop trading because you're done. I'm bored of trading, it sucks, I'm stuck on my computer all day when my kids are out there and I can't go anywhere. It's no different than a job. All right, so
that's the number one thing. Why would you want to pursue something and be more negative about the industry because you only been in for like a week or two or 30 days, right? For those of you that have been in this industry, of trading Forex or crypto or whatever, for 5+ years or almost 10 years, and you're in the professional industry of this, and you're constantly losing money, you really have to dive down in your discipline. Number one thing is, where's your financial discipline in this? If you're that greedy and trying to make a lot of money all at once in one day, obviously then you're going to be consistently blowing accounts because you're constantly trying to rapidly and play high risk all the time, which you cannot do that. There are days you can play high risk and maximize your capital with maximizing profits.
Let me switch
but
over.
There are days that you're not going to max.
Yeah, I want to comment on that. Yeah, that's very true. I totally agree with him. The bot can trade more frequently, more often, and yes, eventually you're going to get caught in a position that you can't get out of if you're not set up for it. So we have certain criteria and transition points for we call it our price motion bot, where we track the velocity and the acceleration of the price. As it accelerates or decelerates in price that we calculate, then that's where we start placing our orders. So it kind of gives a little headway where if it accelerates too fast, there's usually a retrace, and that's when we kind of start to buy in. Okay, now we start getting into all these positions and we're using too much contract size. We would run out of money. Basically, you do what you do manually. You're like, oh man, I need to then start using 60 to 80% of my account to get out of this position and profit. But then you didn't pre-calculate that in the beginning, and the bot can do that, but it will run out eventually if we use 10% or whatever it is, or 33%. That's kind of what we use. But as the account gets bigger, we're probably gonna use less, right? But yeah, I mean, it pre-calculates that for you so that hey, I can cover this much, and once that's done, I'm not going to use more than this account. We're done. If we get liquidated, that's our stop loss, basically, right? Or we can then reverse that and take advantage the other way. Hopefully, we don't get wicked in. Every move that we do costs resources, okay? And once we use those resources, we need to make sure that we're right. And if we're not right, then hey, you know what? Let's learn from this situation. What did we do differently? And let's apply that to the code and go from there. Later on, we're going to put this into artificial intelligence. That's coming later on. I'm excited about that one, but we'll see what we have here. Okay.
Maximize at all. And that's when those are the days that you guys got to cut back. So, but like I said, it all comes down with the amount of time that you put into this and how much screen time that you're really looking at the charts. And so, other than that, hope that you guys are having a great day, great week. Hope that you guys are catching pips, right, and making profits.
Yeah, I'll talk about the screen time. The only screen time I really have is I live stream it so that I can record and look at back later. I can't learn from the trades if I'm not watching it too, and learning from what the bot's doing. Sometimes like some other stuff happened, like, oh man, what just happened? Like, no idea. So I OBS live stream all my trades on bot. You can see on my channel here, and then I can kind of go back and like, okay, so it did this, and then it got stuck or whatever. It took a loss here. Why? Learn from it, and then program into the code, and so that we can get that squared away and not have to deal with it again. And it does happen. The countermeasures are already in place to take care of that next time.
And obviously, never ever stop learning and redeveloping, who you are. And you're always going to meet people for a reason. And there's always opportunities in life. There's plenty of networks out there, right, that you can work with. And like I said, it all comes back to you. It all comes back to you, because if I'll be honest right now, if all I'm doing is just me consistently blowing accounts year after year, right? I mean, this is my third year of trading, and I'm not getting anywhere. I really have to dive back down and look at myself and say, you know what? Why am I still blowing accounts? Why am I still back to square one, right? Why am I always back to square one? Why am I back to phase zero? Why am I back at the same position of where I'm at in life? Because you're trying to go forward in life, not trying to go backwards, right? You're like you're trying to get 2 steps ahead in life, but you're going 4 steps back. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the easy way I can say it. And so I know I'm rambling.
All right, so when you do take a loss, you need to ask yourself those questions. Like, I totally agree with them. But I would agree, go more than that. Just journal it, write it down, take a screenshot capture of the scenario, what happened. I did here, and I lost it here. But what's better is like, hey, I saw this pattern come in. I could do this a little differently. I can then go this way. And then what if I, set up the strategy so that it does come up, and I have a way to win. And then that's what I did then, right? And then I translate that into a code, to a system. I mean, you could do this whole same thing. You could just document it, write a book about it, and then hire up a team of traders, just like Wall Street in New York, where they say, hey, you follow these rules, and then you hire them for whatever, right? And then I know that they're going to produce more than what the guy paid them, right? In trades, because as long as he followed that system, it's gonna kick off some cash flow, and I can pay them what they made for me, right? So Wall Street's enslaving the traders to then do the work, follow the system. But that's no different than a bot, right? That can do it a little more consistent, and if he doesn't do it, then you fire the guy. And the bot, well, you know what? We just do it, and then we launch an army of bots to trade all these coins and all this other stuff, right? Once we get it nailed down. So that's my take on it.
A lot of different things here. So, but anyways, like I said, I'm going to portray this because it's much more to life than just trading Forex. And like I said, if you're in that negative state of mind, you gotta have to revamp yourself. And what I mean by that is that seriously dive down and really look and reevaluate yourself, where you're going in life. Just because someone is very successful on YouTube doesn't mean you're gonna have that. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be doing the same thing what they're doing. You guys gotta understand that you have your own talents, you have your own way of thinking, and how you're gonna portray your life to other people when you meet them. And so, other than that, that's it, guys. Peace out, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Alright, so that's pretty much it. Now, I just wanted this disclosure that, I've been following Koo for a while. Whenever he posts videos, I'll watch it. And he's a great guy. I mean, I thought about tapping into like Forex and doing, USD versus Aussie or Canadian, whatever, or JPY, USD, whatever it is. But I figured, hey, let me just stay focused. But he does mention some crypto stuff every so often when he's at the end, but I haven't seen too much crypto trades. But anyways, thanks for the video, Koo, and look forward to hearing more. And I'm not here to bag on you or anything, just adding my opinion. I think I just have a different approach on it, maybe something that you haven't considered. If you want to try out the leverage trap bot, I can show you some results that we've done in here. Just I'll reach out to you, reach out to me. Maybe we can have a little collab. We'll have an interview for each other. That might be cool to get on each other's channels. And let me kind of show you what we've done here on the leverage trap bot. Let me get this pulled up and show you some consistency. So we started doing some accounts here pretty consistently using the bot to trade. I don't think I have a trade position right now, but crypto just did a nice little dump, and we're able to kind of consistently long pretty much. And then when it does come down, we'll take shorts. But these are regulated smaller size positions because you don't know when it's going to bounce back up. Now when it does go sideways, we can then increase our position a little bit more. We'll dollar cost average in, and we need to kind of get in better position, and that's already set up in our rungs. Let me see if I have something to show you where, maybe not. So yeah, that's kind of where we are, where we can kind of, and of course, losses do happen, but we're also testing on smaller accounts. Say, hey, you know what? I'm taking too much risk here, and this is what's going to happen on a smaller account. So on a bigger account, we won't play as much. We can do our playing on a bigger account where we consistently make gains and not have to mess with that. All right, so I think that's all I have. I don't think I have any trades right here. I'll show you right now. We're out of all the positions. So, but yeah, we were able to then DCA some of the stuff in. We kind of shorted a few here and was able to get in and out. And now we're just waiting for a nice acceleration move to a certain price motion of about, we're here about maybe 25.25, and this will be like negative 0.05 for us to really get in. So once those criteria are met, we've noticed that once it hits it, it usually retraces quite well. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and thank you so much for checking out this video. If you want to get access to the Trap Bot, it's in the link in the description below. And yeah, join the Discord Wolfpack community to help pack leaders. Actually, my thing is protecting families by protecting the pack. So I kind of consider all my traders that are using the bot as